still know how to turn my hip and shift that way, and I'll knock your short out. I'll shoot your perm straight out your head.
Now, of course, Katt Williams himself has caught wind of Harvey's comments and took to Instagram in order to post a video and seemingly respond to what Harvey had to say.
Steve Harvey is making waves after threatening to knock out Katt Williams, despite almost a year passing since Katt's explosive appearance on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay podcast. Initially, Steve tried to take the high road, saying he wouldn't dignify Katt's comments with a response. But clearly, Katt's words hit a nerve, as Steve is still heated and now throwing out threats. Fans aren't impressed, and neither is Shannon Sharpe, who had to step in and check Steve for coming at Katt. So what's really going on with Steve Harvey? Is he spiraling because, deep down, he knows Katt was telling the truth during that podcast? And how did Shannon Sharpe really respond to Steve's threats? Let's break it all down.
Certain people, they're just polarizing. There are going to be people a certain level, there are going to be a number of people that love them, and they're going to generate a certain level of hate.
As many of you know, back in January, Katt Williams appeared on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay podcast and went full beast mode on Steve Harvey. Katt didn't just throw shade, he unleashed a storm, calling Steve a total fraud and hinting that he's nothing more than a puppet for the industry's higher-ups. But this wasn't a one-time thing. Katt has been dropping both subtle and not-so-subtle hints about Steve's shady dealings for years. While Steve's been all smiles for the cameras, Katt has been busy telling everyone what's really happening behind the scenes. Remember years ago when Katt freestyled, dragging Steve, Diddy, and Jermaine Dupri?
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't having them. Yeah. Jermaine Dupri. King of the pep, if you ask me, baby. Now, Steve Harvey, I heard about your book. I'm proud of your success, but look, gotta stop telling people that my lies before you be somewhere and meet one of my mother guys. You see, when I'm around, them is polite, gentlemen. Be alone. They be all hyped up on rhythm. And if I ain't there to hold them back, they're anxious to get it in.
Back then, everyone was quick to label Katt Williams as crazy or accuse him of being on something. But clips like this are the receipts that show Katt has been trying to spill the tea on the shady side of the industry for years. Word on the street is that ever since that comedy showdown, Steve Harvey hasn't stepped foot on a stand-up stage. Fast forward to January 2024, and during that Club Shay Shay interview, Katt went off, dropping all the receipts and airing out Steve's dirty laundry for everyone to see. He accused Steve of faking his homeless story, ditching his first wife, and then swapping her out for Marjorie, all of which, according to Katt, is part of a bigger Illuminati deal.
There's a lot. This is what are you talking about?
Katt Williams then spilled the tea on the real reason Steve Harvey bowed out of stand-up comedy, and it's a far cry from the story Steve shared during his interview on Shannon Sharpe's podcast. Steve claimed he had to step away from comedy because he was overwhelmed with juggling 7 TV shows, but Katt came in with a completely different narrative. According to him, Steve's exit had nothing to do with a busy schedule. Instead, Katt hinted that there was some seriously shady stuff happening behind the scenes, things Steve clearly didn't want to talk about.
Steve told you that.
Katt Williams then turned up the heat, accusing Steve Harvey of being a joke thief. He claimed that Steve has been stealing punchlines from other comedians since the beginning of his career. But Katt didn't stop there. He took it up a notch by alleging that Steve was so jealous of the late, great Bernie Mac that he actively tried to sabotage Bernie's career. According to Katt, Steve plotted to steal jobs from Bernie, including his role in Ocean's 11, a part Steve was reportedly desperate to land for himself.
Then you asked what to say.
After Katt Williams dropped those bombshells on Club Shay Shay, Steve Harvey's camp initially claimed that Steve wouldn't even bother responding to Katt's allegations because he's all about spreading positive vibes and staying above the drama. But let's be real, Katt must have really struck a nerve because nearly a year later, Steve is still fuming and throwing threats Katt's way. Steve's first reaction was to take the high road. Instead of addressing Katt directly, he posted a video on social media delivering one of his signature motivational speeches on Family Feud, saying you don't have to address your haters. But it was clear Katt's words got to him. After that explosive interview, Steve couldn't help but bring up the drama on his own turf during a pre-recorded episode of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. This time, Steve subtly suggested Katt was a liar, but he still avoided directly addressing Katt's allegations and didn't deny any of the claims Katt made on Club Shay Shay. On the radio show, Steve warned, "Be careful when you hear something that's laid out to be the truth. Just because the person speaking is eloquent, don't be deceived. Some people know how to lie so well, they sprinkle in just enough truth to make you think they're telling the truth." But Steve couldn't let it go. Fast forward 6 months, and he was still visibly riled up at his golf classic event in June, where he threw serious shade at Katt, saying Katt ain'ts, and even threatening to destroy him. Yet once again, Steve completely avoided addressing or denying any of the claims Katt made about him.
A young man without a role model is like an explorer without a map. How do you figure manhood out without talking to another man? And I want to say Katt Williams and I don't want to say, I can't say it on the radio. I don't use my platform to bring nobody down. But when I'm live, though, I'll destroy you.
But here we are, almost a year after that explosive sit-down between Katt Williams and Shannon Sharpe, and Steve Harvey is back at it, throwing shade at Katt and even threatening to knock him out. Social media is buzzing with speculation that Steve might have taken yet another swipe at Katt during his recent appearance at InvestFest in Atlanta. A video making the rounds shows Steve on stage, talking about how he handles his critics. In true Steve fashion, he couldn't resist tossing in a playful jab about his fighting skills. He was bragging that if it ever came down to a physical showdown, he still has some serious moves and could totally take down his haters, including a certain someone who's short and has a perm. You already know Katt Williams wasn't going to take Steve Harvey's threat seriously. Shortly after the clip of Steve threatening to knock him out went viral, Katt responded with some serious shade. He took to Instagram and posted a hilarious meme video with the caption, "Yes, Steve," clearly mocking Steve's tough talk. Katt's fans love the playful jab, and the post quickly gained traction online, proving once again that Katt knows how to keep the drama entertaining.
Now, of course, Katt Williams himself has caught wind of Harvey's comments and took to Instagram in order to post a video and seemingly respond to what Harvey had to say.
God damn, I look good. Eating you. I'm talking about eating you. God damn, I look good. Eating you. I'm talking about eating you.
The caption for the video read, "Yes, Steve," followed by a few reaction emojis.
It's pretty clear that Katt Williams isn't losing any sleep over Steve Harvey's tough talk about knocking him out. Meanwhile, fans are calling Steve out for avoiding the real issue. He's doing everything except denying the allegations Katt made against him on Club Shay Shay. One fan commented, "Steve won't address his wife's kingpin days or apologize for trying to steal Bernie's role, but he's still talking about this 8 months later." Sam, another said, "A 70-year-old man threatening to hit someone is just sad. This is the best comeback Steve could give after 9 months? Katt's been living rent-free in his head." And it's not just fans criticizing Steve. Sources close to Shannon Sharpe are reportedly clowning Steve for even thinking he could knock out anyone, especially Katt. If you remember, a few months back there were rumors that Steve, Oprah, and Tyler Perry were allegedly plotting to sabotage Club Shay Shay. Now, with Steve openly threatening Katt, the drama is only piling up, making Steve look even more guilty. Whatever his plan was, it's backfiring. People are rallying around Katt, and Steve just keeps digging himself deeper. What's your take on Steve threatening to knock out Katt? Why is Steve doing all this talking but still refusing to address Katt's accusations head-on? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss the next video.